Adesso abbiamo la medaglia d'oro, la trasformazione delle rovine romane di Con Tacò in area naturale, e i progettisti di Barcellona sono le studi d'architettura Toni Girones e la impresa esecutrice è la Brufa Cusò SLL Moix Service e Obres. L'intervento sul sito archeologico di Con Tacò a Barcellona presenta più di un motivo di interesse sia per la proposta di nuova sistemazione fruitiva degli scavi archeologici, sia per il suo alto valore ambientale. Con un progetto assolutamente innovativo, favorito dalle particolari condizioni orografiche, viene proposto un livellamento del piano di calpestio articolato in 2 quote, che conduce ad un riempimento parziale degli interni dei vani delineati dalla giacitura delle murature rinvenuti in scavi precedenti. Il livellamento è ottenuto attraverso un sistema a secco costituito da gabbionate adeguatamente armate contenenti pietrame del posto opportunamente selezionato ed apparecchiato. Una soluzione che garantisce, laddove fosse necessario, una facile reversibilità. Ne risulta un insieme architettonico perfettamente amalgamato con il paesaggio circostante, rispettoso delle testimonianze archeologiche, la cui fruizione ne risulta avvantaggiata, ma al tempo stesso autonomo sul piano figurativo. Una creatività messa al servizio delle preesistenze.
First of all, thanks to the University of Ferrara and Fassa-Bortolo company for the organization of the prize. Thank you to the jury for the award, and congratulations to the other participants for their great works. The archaeological site of Con Tacò is in the northeast part of the Iberian Peninsula, near ancient Barquino, and appears in the first Romanization when 100 years before foundation of Barquino, actual Barcelona, and is an important settlement for the Via Augusta construction. The people that stays here 2,200 years ago, it was an important politic and military infrastructure to control the construction of the Augusta. The archaeological site of Roman Palace, or Praesidium Castellum, political and military, of Con Tacò is settled in the little mountain that you see here, called Turó d'en Roine, facing south 50 meters above the point where the rivers Congost and Mogen meet at the birth of Besòs River, and 20 kilometers far from Mediterranean Sea and from the city of Barcelona. No? Actually, a natural place that keeps the biodiversity of the site co-evolve with an important and fragmented metropolitan area. Here you have the Montmeló village and Montornès village. Here you see the Formula 1 circuit of the cars of Montmeló. And here is this place between the 2 rivers and the river of Besòs. No? We see the topographical condition between the different traces, natural traces, and all the anthropization of human people. There's an important pressure of the industrial areas in the base of this mountain. The palace, as we encounter in 208, and it was two defensive walls, an entry area as a patio de armas. The people that protect these important military or politic men, and the palace in the top of the mountain with the two important sister tanks. There are 3 towers, defensive towers. This is the construction of the Roman palace. After the abandonment and burial of Roman constructions, disappears, completely disappears, it doesn't exist. After the archaeologists make all the process of dig, and find different elements of this Roman palace that actually are in the Montmello Museum. And normally they work with all these elements. They work with ropes, with pick, shovel, pallet, earth, and stones, normally. We use these materials to do the work, the same materials, and the similar methods that they use. These people, the archaeologists, rebuilt a new reality. They rebuilt the archaeological site, not the Roman palace, and appears working with the void, all these elements. We work with the earth and the stones that they takes, and we enter another time with another form into the archaeological site. We work with 2 materials. The stone, the Licorella stone of the mountain, and the corrugated steel, the rebar, that it fabricates in the industrial polygon. The proposal is based on an idea of elevating the internal leaning of the Roman walls to a hypothetical horizontal plane where the old inhabitants were walking on. The approach is very simple, in order to valorize walls that nowadays do not exist. The old voids that were used as rooms and courtyards are now filled with earth. The result is having the negative of the original building as an exercise of background shape, Instead of rebuilding over the ruins of the regional walls, the work focuses on the spaces that these walls contain. Instead of obsessing over the container, the walls, the efforts and the material resources are invested in the contained rooms, focusing in this way the attention over the new voids, where the original Roman walls were located and now just their foundations appear. The new reality, the archaeological site, the work of the building company, the builders, the Planet Solution propose a system with a vertical steel mesh, as you see, that contains Licorella stones from the site. The capacity of this strategy to contain the ground and avoid its leak is achieved through corrugated bars, 12 millimeters thick. Only in the walls that are higher than 2 meters, a mesh of 15 by 15 made out of 20 millimeters thick, bars nailed to the rock and fixed through resin, as you see here, this part. Allows the system to adapt to the natural tendencies of the site. Finally, the Licorella stones are disposed in 60 centimeters thick rows, making a load-bearing dry built system. In this way, the containing walls are not harming the pre-existing rooms. This is the void of the ancient wall, and in the backfill of this wall, we make the new matter with the same material, 2,000 years younger, but the same material that exists in the ancient quarry, in the ancient Roman quarry. At the end, this is the process of 2,200 years. The Roman builds the palace, disappeared during centuries, appears in 20th century, a new reality, the archaeological site, and we put in value these archaeological elements with contemporary volumes, but with the matter and the time that exists in the site. When we built the site, we lived together, the people that built this intervention and the archaeologists that were working and investigating during the process. After to build the structural walls, a second mesh, less dense than the first one, is disposed like a background curtain, where, as a curtain in time, no? Where the different archaeological ruins appears. When we put this curtain of time, we can separate the Licorella that has 2,000 years and the actual Licorella stone. The same structural mesh extends above the dry stone walls in the walkable area, functioning also as a railing in the zones where the perimeter walls are higher. Two horizontal bars, as you see here, two horizontal bars located at 45 and 90 centimeters for the ground define the elastic limit of the parts where the site is transformed into a plateau, neither interfering with the site of the landscape, not resulting more important than the Roman ruins. We need only these two lines to define the limit between the plateau and the other sides of the topography. In this sense, we work with the elasticity of the material. The corrugated steel is elastic, it's like a rope. And we don't think this limit as a veranda. We think as a limit. And in this sense, we arrive to obtaining something that exists in our society, because it's an elastic limit as the boxeo ring. Therefore, the gravel and the rocks of the old Roman quarry are selected and tidied up with a new disposition, giving them a new lease of life. In this case, you see the fabrication 100 meters near to the ancient archaeological site, the fabrication of all the pavement of the 2,500 square meters. We use more thinnest for the sites where people walks, and more biggest for the parts where people didn't walk, and only appears as a platform in the distance. In the same site, in the top of the mountain, you see that the program needs an information point and a different pavilions to show the natural patrimonial heritage and the archaeological heritage. In this case, you have different pavilions, this one that we excavate in the rock, and the others that interpretate the trees and the vegetal elements as architectural conditions. The information point, we excavate the Licorella stone and we reuse for the structural elements. With this matter, we built the perimeter, and with the earth, we put in this place to build this horizontal plane. This is the operation. And here we have two pavilions in the base, one in the interior, another exterior, with these oak trees and this horizontal plane. And we have another pavilion, for winter pavilion, in the roof, in the exterior part. It's a pavilion that it works with thermic inertia and only with the materials that we obtain with the excavation. This is the other pavilion exterior with the shadow of the oak trees. This is the roof. The interior with a little store room for the archaeologist elements and a bathroom, exhibition room and event room too. The roof as a winter pavilion. Another pavilion into the forest with this, building this horizontal plane with these oak trees. One important point that we recognize and build this horizontal plane to enjoy the shadow or the sun as you need in the different moments of the year. The management of the site is very important, as all the contemporary interventions, I think. In this case, in Montmeló, people from Museum of Montmeló is making an important actions last 5 years. They begin in 2012, and the society knows the heritage in this case. And into the forest, we built another horizontal plane in this, using all this shadow for the guys enjoy playing archaeologists, and the parents stay seated in this bench. At the end, the forest. The forest is so important, an architectural piece too, because we cross this forest with a sinuous element that walks with a good inclination, and in this ascendant movement we discover the platform. No? We discover the new site, but ancient site too, because an important element that you are in contact with the horizon of all the territory. No? Walking through this little oak forest, and at the end of a tranquil and sinuous path, we discover the Roman remains. An almond tree receives in the Patio de Armas, fruit tree, discover the horizon, the same condition that Roman people has. And in the horizontal plane from the top, we have the two roofs where you have archaeological elements in the interior, the big cistern tank that we can visit and protect the opus igninum pavement, the perimeter of the defensive tower where we can enter or to have the experience of this volume in this little balcony, and the big balconies, that's the ancient rooms to the contemporary territory, where mix the mountain and the industrial polygon, and inconsequently stone and steel, mountain and industry in this case, live together in these landscapes of accumulation, but dynamics for the contact between fragments, interpreting the pre-existence engaging and activating, adding and not erasing, and at the same time co-evolving with the environment, trying to optimize the resources. And at the end, with a Federal Foundation budget, and we obtain all the results with these minimum resources. Thank you.